One of the biggest advantages of this residency type is literally in a couple of weeks, in 10 to 15 days, you can directly get this permit. It's extremely beneficial for someone who is looking at the lowest entry point for a paper residency. And this is the golden visa from the country of Latvia. A lot of people want the EU citizenship, the European Union citizenship, and there are three ways. The main reason why everyone dreams, especially Americans and Brits, they dream of a EU citizenship is because once you have an EU passport, you can pretty much live in any of the 28 EU nations. They're small nations, extremely beautiful nations. You get access to the Schengen pass, and once you have the Schengen access, there are 28 different EU nations where you can spend your time. You can reside indefinitely for a lifetime. So let's say someone is retiring and they want to spend a year in every country, then that itself would take 20 years to experience each EU nation. So there are multiple use cases. Some people want to have EU in their back pocket. They want to flash and show off. Some people actively want to spend some time to all of their time. So there could be several use cases to this. The point over here is to identify the different ways in which you can strike this EU permit based on your budget, based on the time commitment, and most importantly, the flexibility. The first option is going to be a paper residency for someone who does not want to spend or commit too much time to the country. All they're interested in striking a paper residency without being a tax resident. They want to acquire the EU nationality. I'm going to discuss that option. The second way is a cost-effective solution. So a lot of people don't necessarily want to spend too much. They want a quick and easy EU residency. And interestingly, apart from being the cheapest EU residency, which is going to be a fraction of the other programs, here there's no physical presence requirement. So this is essentially a paper residency. Also, the time frame to citizenship is slightly longer because it's obviously a cheaper option. So there's going to be a trade-off at some point. So I'm going to discuss this in detail. And these residencies are all from different EU countries. The third option is still a very popular option where you can strike the EU residency by purchasing a property. And yes, this also could lead to citizenship in the end. It really depends upon how fast you're seeking that EU nationality. Now, before we jump into the three options, I have a quick favor that I would like to ask you. It helps me bring you content. It helps me bring you breaking news on time. So please take a moment, check your subscription, and if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, I would truly appreciate if you could turn on your subscription. Now let's deep dive. All right, now the first option over here is one of the most popular offerings, and some of you must have guessed it by now. It's through an investment, and this is more like a fixed deposit, and you get all your money back after a fixed amount of time. The amount of time that you need to hold your capital is 5 years. The amount of money that you need to hold is 325k euros. This is like a fixed deposit, but it's a hospitality fund where one of the biggest, the leading brand names in Portugal will guarantee these funds, and we work with some of the largest and the finest developers in Portugal, and they would add the remainder, right? So the remainder is 175k euros. So 325k plus the 175k makes it 500k euros, which makes it eligible for the Portugal golden visa. And you keep this for 5 years. The returns, what do you get in exchange for all of this? You get the citizenship, you get the passport once you apply after 5 years, and we shift you from the golden visa to the permanent residency, where you then apply for nationality, for citizenship, and that money, the 325k that you had deposited, would be returned to you. In addition to that, there's a surprise here. You do get earnings, you do get profit. So you get 50,000 in addition to 325 that you have kept in that hospitality fund, and this is your profit for gaining an effectively free nationality. So not just keeping money, it's not an opportunity cost. You actually earning money.
That's the first
out
option.
of it. The second option on this list is a hot popular, and it's climbing up the ladder. Is extremely beneficial for someone who's looking at the lowest entry point for a paper residency, and this is the golden visa from the country of Latvia. And yes, here the capital requirements are much lower. You're looking at committing 60,000 euros, out of which 50,000 euros is completely refundable to you. You're keeping this 50k, or rather you're investing the 50k with one of many companies that we would give you a choice. You could even invest this in your own company. Now, when you invest this in your own company, there's certain company requirements that you would need to follow. So that may not make it the best option for someone who doesn't really want to establish a company in Latvia. If your objective is to simply gain the residency permit and not run any businesses, then the best option is to invest in an existing company in Latvia. That way you become eligible for the golden visa. 10,000 euros is all that you're paying to the state. That's the golden visa state fee that you're committing. And of course, there's going to be some attorney charges. Then at any point in time, right, any of these three options you're interested in starting, you can always click the link, book a call, we can discuss and immediately get you started with the best golden visa that fits your needs. Now, what are the advantages of the Latvia golden visa? The biggest advantage is that it's a paper residence. You don't need to live in the country. And if you're looking for citizenship, I would say the option number one, which is the Portugal golden visa, that is the best option out of the two for citizenship purposes, because in Portugal, you're going to get the citizenship after 5 years. You can apply after 5 years. But in case of Latvia, you're looking to wait for 7 to 10 years before you could apply for your nationality. So if time is of no concern, you're looking for a flexible EU permit. So you don't have to live in Latvia. But a lot of people are concerned, hey, I don't like Latvia. It's okay, and that's the reason why you have a paper residency. So you have the permit and you can move around in Latvia and utilize the EU region to do your thing. And then of course, the rest of the time you can be in your home country. You're not committed to Latvia. It's a flexible residency. One of the biggest advantages of this residency type is literally in a couple of weeks, in 10 to 15 days, you can directly get this permit. So with Portugal, they might take some time to issue the permit, the golden card. In Latvia, this is lightning fast, this is electric. And there's a second advantage. For those who have a visa-free entry to Latvia, you don't have to go and get the visa from your home country. You can directly enter visa-free to Latvia, and then you can acquire this permit with our attorney, who expedites this whole process in just 15 days. Now, the third option in the EU is still active. It's pretty strong. A lot of people do like this option who like investing in real estate anyways. So you have a property to live in the EU when you're there. And this is through the country of Greece. 250k euros to 500k euros. You can pick your property based on where you want to do the investment. Once you make the investment, you're immediately eligible for the Greek golden visa. This is the full Schengen permit, no physical presence required, so you can pretty much roam around the EU with this permit. Citizenship is possible after 7 years, but that would require physical presence in the country and also the language. So this is not a practical or a feasible solution from a citizenship standpoint. Portugal is the number one solution, and the reason why Portugal is the number one solution is not because the citizenship is fast. That's not the only reason. The second important reason is the certification is just an A-level certification, an A2 level certification. So you can do this offline. You can prep for this, and most of the people that I see easily clear this. You have 5 years to sit and do this, right? So you can do it in the first year, second year, you can fail a ton of times, and whenever you clear, you keep this ready. Usually no one fails because it's straightforward, it's simple, and once you have that certification done, that checked off. Most people that I know easily do this or easily are able to do this. It's just the amount of time that you would put in prep. Now, before you go, I would like to know your thoughts on which is the best entry to the EU and why. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.